are starting something new, a journey, not planned, unscripted, just presence, moving, meeting, witnessing. We call it HES Journeys. Real places, real people, real change. Unfiltered. This is not a film. This is what happens when education steps out of the classroom and starts breathing life again. I'm on my way to the Institute of Human Age. And honestly, the name itself intrigued me, Human Age. I haven't heard those words together before. Let's see, let's meet people, let's talk, let's explore, let's witness. I want to see life as it is, people as they are. I want to step into something real. Let's go. Your institute, you named your institute the Institute of Human Age.
Right.
This name actually caught me. Why Human Age?
See, there is lots of discussion on AI coming in, where people believe that artificial intelligence is really be much powerful than the biological intelligence and will take away the human's capability. So one of the belief which we have going through lots of technical material, spiritual and philosophical and management material, we are very clear that finally the age will always belongs to human. And so we have been trying to tell to the people that it is the human who is much more powerful than any of this technology. And so we created the name it's a human age. And so we never say we give any specific skill sets, but we always say we create humans with lots of capability.
So the next question I would like to ask, because you see, being human, what it really means, it's just only about the values, it's about lifestyles, or there is something which humans need to develop by themselves as an individual, so that where is that common part and where is that I would say unique part which every human has. So all these are just basic, I would say, sets of values or skills which people can be just exposed to, or there is something unique in which a human which he needs or she needs to discover, experience.
Yeah, so basically human is a great creation of God. So the thing which differentiate machine and human is emotion, and the thing which differentiate an animal and human is a sense of using the skill in the right direction. But unfortunately what's happening, when Metallica is a American band and they written a beautiful song called The Unforgiven.
Yes, amazing song.
And
I
then
like it.
yeah, and then there is a lyrics, a new blood joined this earth and quickly he subdued. So when a new blood comes on this earth, it's a wonderful human, capable, talented, solid potential. As they start living into the society, his human quotient start getting diluted. He start becoming someone else, is where he lose himself, and then he lost his life in the journey. So that is what we mean, that if
so that according to that, perhaps sometimes it's needed to stop exposing to different kind of skills, values and all kind of structures to find out who you are.
Absolutely. Now when you go through a scientific and philosophical research, they said if a kid till the age of 7 years has been not affected and exposed to the society to a greater extent.
Affected. Yes.
So then he really became a very remarkable person.
Yeah.
So the challenge we have is how we save those people from those typical structure and the modern day education system.
Yes, this is the
where he
question,
remains in.
How we save.
So again, he has his own world, he has his own activity.
Yeah.
He loves doing
uniqueness.
He loves doing certain things. He has originality.
Yeah.
Now this is what society, family, parents need to nurture.
This is the most difficult.
Most difficult, because then the parents are influenced by the society. So 3-year-old kid is going to a kindergarten. And some parents come to know their relative son is going to kindergarten, so they get afraid that we are old now, we are late because we are 3.5 years and that kid is going from 3, and then they put them, and the moment you put a kid into kindergarten at the age of 3 to 4, he's gone. So some of the activity which we do here is they come and they only play, they play with tree, they do watering, they do farming, they have a different sports activity, they see the stars at night, basically they indulge with themselves, and then they learn a subject. Domain should not overrule human should be human, and he should have an understanding of subject. It's the other way now around. So that's what Institute of Human is trying to build upon. So basically, in business, many times there are situations where a boss is always tell to the subordinate, you should think out of the box, you should have some creative solutions, you should have an innovative way of handling situations. Now, from where you get this creativity? When your mind is fresh, your mind is thinking wild and open. While you are staying in a building, your art side, the humanity side has been not developed. You don't get those out of the box solutions. So when you want to connect the dots, this connecting dots takes place when your mind is, your left and right both brain is working. Your left brain to a greater extent is in a memory. Your right brain is a creativity. And while you keep on doing things again and again, your right brain does not get developed. So when you go in nature, this right brain start working much better. And that's where you start getting very innovative solutions for the existing issues. For example, for one of the company, we were not in a position to get the fund. The financing of that business was a problem. And we come across with a very innovative solution, and this solution we derived from a nature. Nature is the biggest strategy. So if you'll see the ancient sea movies or ancient captains who were handling the warships, majority of these people used to decide their strategy based on the nature, considering the wind, considering the weather, and seeing some of the islands and the birds on those islands. So nature is the biggest strategist. And when you move into a natural environment, your mind works better, and that's where you start connecting dots and you get a better solutions. So it affects you, but this is not measurable effect. Unfortunately, what we need today, if I'm in a 2 hours in a nature, people say, what is the outcome? Can I measure? No.
Yes, by the way, what do you expect from people which come to this place? Do you have any expectations?
The biggest difficulty we have, people feel this is far from Ahmedabad. So I have seen MBA studied in AC classrooms, and I have seen the quality of those MBA. It's pathetic, disaster. So I said, if you really want to develop yourself, you need to take the basic pain of traveling 30 minutes from this place. So we just expect them to be committed. We want them not to apply their mind and be here. And we want them to do this for a longer period of duration than a year or two. And we are sure within that period of time, these people changes. Because nature
heals. What kind of changes do you expect?
They become a better human. They take quick decisions. Their empathetic ability with humans goes up. Their ability to handle stress goes up. They really deliver what they think in their mind. So there is, in management we call businesses are not viable. You need to make it viable. Now when it's not viable and you are making it viable, you are making it viable through your mind. In religion and philosophy we call it a miracle. So when you talk a religion, you talk a management, at the end of it, they both deliver the same thing. But that is only possible when you are spending your life in a different environment. People should live a number of life. For example, if you see Einstein was a pianist and scientist and a writer. Now, if you see cities, Indian cities, people are only living in a concrete jungle and a forest. So there, the other 4 sides of their life has been not developed. If those get developed, they handle situation better, they handle life better, they handle profession. So that's what we expect. We expect them to be here for a longer period of time, and that will give them a result.
And the last question, I would say, a kind of philosophical question. If you can imagine that the world paused for just one moment and listens to you and wants to hear what kind of bigger idea you can just tell to people, to the world about life, about education, what it would be?
So about life, I'll say, don't apply your mind. Soft overcomes hard. So if you don't apply your mind, your life will be much better. So it sounds easy, but I think majority of the human issues start by thinking, by applying their minds. So they think tomorrow, they think viability, they think what will happen to me 5 years down the line, how I'll live next 30 years. So my first request is, you have grown up by now, without applying your mind, don't apply. About education, I believe education is always for a life, it's not for a degree. So the more educated you are, the more issues you will have, because what education we call is not an education. So human growth is inversely proportional to the quantum of education they are getting in life.
Yeah.
So they should not talk degree, they should talk genuine education, which unfortunately is now not available. See, the teaching across the country in lots of B schools, I sense one thing, that most of the academic institutions are more into making money rather than building people. So people do become graduate, they become postgraduate, but the basic human element has been not improved. Now the reality of life is simple. It's a business, it's a personal life, whatever you want to do. The moment you apply your mind, you are gone. The moment you apply your heart, you win. Mind create crony capitalist, heart create a conscious capitalist. Most of the people have a tendency to applying their mind. Even if you see the current generation or the current way of living, people before they write a text, also they apply a mind. What time they should write a text, what they should write a text. So mind is predominantly active and the heart has been dead. So if you activate their intuition, if they start following their heart, the probability of success in their corporate, their business, their personal life would be very high. But an education system has completely taken over the heart through a mind. And that's where we said, let's create an institute of human age where we really try to build their heart, their intuition, and convert them into a professional rather than developing their mind. An investment banker who become investment banker by applying a mind, take lots of money from society and create a fraud. Someone who have a conscious capitalism and become an investment banker, create a lots of wealth for the society and make a profit. So keeping that thing, we created this institute. So it's very challenging part in terms of building human, because human are not human are professionals. They have their degree drive them first rather than their existence. So that's where we said, are you a human or are you a degree holder? So that's how we have created this.
Today, everywhere we look, we hear the same words: upskilling, reskilling, future skills. Skills have become the center of education, the currency of progress. We teach how to code, how to lead, how to perform. But we have forgotten to ask, who is developing these skills? Why do they need them? How will they use them? Before anything else, before skills, before knowledge, we need to ask a deeper question. What does it mean to be human? Because skills alone cannot guide us. They are tools, and tools in the wrong hands or empty hearts can do more harm than good. Being human means more than performing tasks. It means presence, it means purpose, it means asking not just how, but why. Spaces like the Institute of Human Age reminds us of this. They don't just prepare us for the future, they invite us to remember who we are before we decide what we want to become. Education must begin there, not with answers, but with awareness, not with doing, but with being, because the world won't be changed by how many skills we master, but by the depth, courage, and care with which we choose to live. Be human first. Everything else
will follow.